India is all set to launch a 100 trillion rupee national infrastructure plan. It will help generate jobs and expand the use of cleaner fuels. This announcement was made by the Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi during his address to the country from the historic Red Fort on the Indian Independence Day. The $1.35 trillion plan will help India achieve the country's climate goals. The infrastructure program called Gati Shakti will help boost the productivity of industries and boost the economy. Prime Minister Modi says the plan will help local manufacturers compete globally and create new avenues of future economic growth.
भारत आने वाले कुछ ही समय में प्रधानमंत्री गति शक्ति का नेशनल मास्टर प्लान उसको देश के सामने करोड़ों देशवासियों को सपना करने वाली एक बहुत बड़ी योजना लेकर के हम आपके सामने आने वाले हैं, उसको लॉन्च करने वाले हैं। 100 लाख करोड़ से भी अधिक की योजना लाखों नौजवानों के लिए रोजगार के नए अवसर लेकर के आने वाली है।
The Prime Minister wants to pull back the country from an economic decline worsened by the COVID-19 pandemic. In the last fiscal year, India's economic output fell by a record 7.3%, and a second wave of COVID-19 has delayed economic recovery. The Prime Minister says India's recovery will be linked to green growth and clean energy.
ग्रीन ग्रोथ से ग्रीन जॉब के नए नए अवसर हमारे युवाओं के लिए, हमारे स्टार्टअप के लिए आज दस्तक दे रहे हैं। सेकेंड वर्ल्ड वॉर के बाद, द्वितीय विश्व युद्ध के बाद वैश्विक संबंधों का स्वरूप बदल गया। कोरोना के बाद भी पोस्ट कोरोना नए वर्ल्ड ऑर्डर की संभावना है।
The Prime Minister also announced the launch of a national hydrogen mission to boost the country's clean energy plans. India spends more than 12 trillion rupees annually on energy imports. And Prime Minister Modi says becoming energy independent is critical for the country. He has set a target of 2047 to achieve this goal. This, the Prime Minister says, can be achieved through a mix of electric mobility, moving to a gas-based economy, and making the country a hub for hydrogen production. Prime Minister Modi says India is one of the few G20 countries on track to achieving its climate goals.
पर्यावरण की दिशा में भारत के प्रयास आज परिणाम दे रहे हैं। भारत अमृतकाल में हमें भारत को ग्रीन हाइड्रोजन के प्रोडक्शन और एक्सपोर्ट का ग्लोबल हब बनाना है। ये ऊर्जा के क्षेत्र में भारत की एक नई प्रगति उसको आत्मनिर्भर बनाएगा और पूरे विश्व में क्लीन एनर्जी ट्रांजिशन की नई प्रेरणा भी बनेगा।
The Indian Prime Minister's commitment to clean energy comes just a few days after the UN State of the Climate report, dubbed Code Red for Humanity. The report called for immediate cuts in global carbon emissions to avoid a climate catastrophe. India's pledge towards clean energy also coming ahead of COP26, or the United Nations Climate Change Conference, which will be held from the 1st of November in Glasgow. Joining us on the broadcast this minute is Manjeev Singh Puri, a former ambassador of India to the United Nations and former lead negotiator for India at the climate change negotiations. Thanks very much, sir, for speaking with us. Let's begin by talking about your assessment of India's journey so far towards its climate goals and how the National Hydrogen Mission will help in green hydrogen development.
Thank you very much. I think this should be very clear to everyone in the world that India has huge stakeholding in climate change and how to ameliorate the issues. Let us look at what the Honorable Prime Minister has announced today and in terms of what India has suo moto taken on. That is renewable energy being as much as 40% of the entire mix even by 2030. Today, the Prime Minister announced much more action in electric mobility, including the railways going 100% electric by 2030. He also announced a green hydrogen mission, which is an absolute indicator that India wants to decarbonize its electricity generation and it wants to electrify its other sector. This is the way forward. You know, I want to make one point very clear to your viewers. India has been and has always been a huge supporter for climate action. And we have been doing many of these things in a suo moto manner. And I think today's announcements by the Prime Minister have underscored this particularly well, that India remains committed to try and see what best it can do in terms of decarbonizing its electricity sector and electrifying its other sectors so that there is a reduction in the emissions and we contribute towards a global amelioration of the climate problem.
Where do you think India stands as of now when it comes to the electric mobility targets?
You know, India may have been a slightly slower starter, but we've taken this on in a very big way. Today, more and more of our transport manufacturers are taking to electric mobilities. We talk of each of the big names. I won't name the companies, but every one of them is looking in terms of electric mobility. For me, perhaps one of the other interesting things is that what we are doing in terms of fuels. The moment we have electricity available in larger measure, and electricity which is generated through non-carbon, non-coal, non-fossil fuels scenario, what will happen is that electric mobility will become easier because there will be more charging stations, there will be greater ability to be able to utilize it. I think we are on the track, but we have miles to go as yet.
Let's also explain to our viewers, the significance of India moving ahead when it comes to the climate change goals and the targets that it has set, given the impact of climate change that the country has already witnessed. When we talk about the monsoon mayhem, for example, also the various reports that have given out a set of warnings for India specifically.
Let's be very clear, climate change is a global issue. What happens in one part of the world affects others. We are one of the largest countries in the world, and so affectation in India is particularly large. Also because we have a very large way to go in terms of our development. Our abilities at adaptation, etc., become challenged. We've done very well. We've taken this challenge on, and we are doing whatever we can, particularly in these things. This is particularly important. Now, when we look at the international negotiations, let us understand one thing very well. These negotiations are about global burden sharing, and they are also about the responsibility. There is no doubt that most of the carbon which is available in the atmosphere, which remains stored there, has been emitted by the developed countries. Incidentally, they continue to be the largest emitters of carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases. Countries like India have a huge amount to go in terms of their development, but still are committed to doing the best that they can and in fact accelerating action. I believe that one of the areas which will be particularly useful is this idea of the hydrogen mission. If we can do something in terms of a cleaner fuel, a fuel that does not use carbon, then we would have done a great service to ourselves and a great service to humanity. But work needs to be done because the chemistry for this might appear simple, but the actual actions on getting it done are complex and need a great deal of investment and innovation.
Thanks very much once again for sharing your perspectives and your time, and a very happy Independence Day. WION now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.